Some players, as well as participants in chats and forums, saw in the promo art for Far Cry 5 a direct reference to Christianity, more specifically, to the Last Supper as depicted in Leonardo da Vinci's painting. When comparing these two images, one can clearly see a deliberate interpretation of the painting from the number of characters and their arrangement to such details as the position of their hands and heads, the direction of their gaze, the tilt of their bodies, and even the attempt to convey varying degrees of individual emotional reactions on their faces. As we can see, in the center of the table where Jesus Christ is depicted in Leonardo da Vinci's painting, surrounded by his disciples, the 12 apostles, the creators of Far Cry 5, in collaboration with Rick Ross, placed a cult leader. A comparative analysis of the composition, symbolism, and both visual and cultural elements leads to the conclusion that the developers of Far Cry 5 deliberately used the Last Supper composition as a basis for the game's artistic design. This is supported by the similar positioning of the figures, the central placement of the leader, and the overall symmetry of the scene. It is important to note that for Christians, the story of the Last Supper isn't merely a historical episode. It is the foundation of one of the main sacraments in Christianity, the Eucharist. Leonardo da Vinci's The Last Supper is one of the most recognizable works of art in the Christian tradition and is viewed by believers not just as a depiction of a significant event, but also as a profound Christian symbol. To a Christian audience, this painting carries sacred meaning, and any use of it in popular culture that deviates from canonical reverence and introduces a distorted subtext is perceived as blasphemy, an insult, a desecration of tradition and the feelings of the faithful, a religious sacrilege. It is also important to mention that the event known as the Last Supper precedes another key moment in Christianity: the arrest, torture, and crucifixion of Jesus Christ, the culmination of his sacrificial path. In this context, replacing the central figure of Jesus with a cult leader who, according to the game's plot, is to be captured and arrested, and replacing the sacred elements of the Eucharist with a weapon and a book can no longer be regarded as coincidental. This makes the reference appear even more sacrilegious. It sparked justified outrage among part of the audience and provoked heated debates.